The Ottoman Empire, at its height, was a vast and multi-ethnic empire that spanned over 6 centuries. Its conquests, innovations, and governance changed the course of history, making it one of the most formidable powers of the medieval and early modern world. Key to its success was the triad of speed, strategy, and fear, which enabled the Ottomans to expand and consolidate their influence. Here's an in-depth exploration of these principles. Speed, the key to rapid expansion. The Ottoman Empire was remarkable for its ability to rapidly conquer territories and fortify its hold over them. This speed was no accident but a calculated strength built on the following elements. The Sipahi cavalry system. The Sipahi, or Ottoman cavalry, was the backbone of the empire's military. The feudal-like Timar system ensured that Sipahis were rewarded with land grants, incentivizing loyalty and readiness for military campaigns. They were highly mobile, trained for swift attacks, and efficient in open-field warfare, which was crucial for rapid expansion. Infrastructure and logistics. The Ottomans invested heavily in a robust logistical network. They built roads, bridges, and supply depots across their territories. This infrastructure allowed their armies to move quickly and efficiently, reducing the time it took to mobilize and supply troops during campaigns. Deployment of the Janissaries. The Janissaries, the elite infantry of the Ottoman military, were not only well-trained but also stationed strategically across the empire. Their deployment ensured that any rebellion or external threat could be swiftly dealt with. Surprise and coordination. Speed was also psychological. By moving quicker than their adversaries anticipated, the Ottomans often caught enemies off guard. This combination of physical mobility and strategic timing made their campaigns nearly unstoppable in many cases. Strategy, mastery in warfare and diplomacy. The Ottomans were not just skilled warriors but also masterful strategists. Their ability to combine military prowess with political acumen set them apart from their contemporaries. Siege expertise. The Ottomans perfected the art of siege warfare. They developed advanced siege equipment, including large cannons like the ones used to breach the walls of Constantinople in 1453. Their military engineers were highly innovative, often using tunnels and sappers to undermine fortress walls. Naval supremacy. Under the leadership of admirals like Hayreddin Barbarossa, the Ottoman navy became a dominant force in the Mediterranean. They controlled vital sea routes, enabling not just military dominance but also economic prosperity through trade. Divide and rule. The Ottomans were adept at exploiting divisions within their enemy ranks. They would often pit rival factions against one another or form temporary alliances to weaken opposition. This tactic allowed them to conquer territories like the Balkans with relatively minimal resistance. Administration and integration. Post-conquest, the Ottomans focused on integrating newly conquered territories through efficient administration. They allowed a degree of autonomy to local leaders and religious communities, which reduced the likelihood of rebellion and fostered loyalty. Cultural tolerance. While they were fierce conquerors, the Ottomans were pragmatic rulers. Their relatively tolerant policies toward religious minorities like Christians and Jews often won them the support of local populations, making governance easy. Fear, the weapon of psychological warfare. Fear played a critical role in Ottoman conquests. They understood that demoralizing their enemies could yield swift victories without prolonged conflicts. Their use of fear was multifaceted. Grand armies and displays. Ottoman armies were massive and meticulously organized. The sight of tens of thousands of disciplined soldiers marching into battle, accompanied by the sound of kettledrums and war cries, was intimidating in itself. These displays of strength often caused smaller enemy forces to surrender without a fight. Terror as a tactic. In some campaigns, the Ottomans deliberately employed brutality to send a message. For example, they would burn villages, execute captured soldiers publicly, or display the severed heads of defeated leaders. While horrifying, these acts served as a deterrent to rebellion and resistance. Propaganda. The Ottomans also spread fear through word of mouth and propaganda. Stories of their military prowess and ruthlessness were often exaggerated, amplifying their psychological impact on enemies and potential adversaries. Symbolism and religion. As the self-proclaimed defenders of Islam, the Ottomans used their religious authority to inspire their followers while striking fear into Christian adversaries. This dual approach of motivation and intimidation was particularly evident during their campaigns in Europe. The enduring legacy of Ottoman strategies. The Ottoman strategic use of speed, strategy, and fear allowed them to dominate regions as diverse as the Balkans, the Middle East, North Africa, and parts of Europe. Their methods were not just about warfare but also about governance, diplomacy, and cultural integration. These strategies continue to be studied by historians and military scholars as examples of how empires can achieve and sustain dominance. While some of their tactics may seem ruthless by modern standards, they were highly effective in the context of their time. The Ottoman Empire's story is a testament to the power of adaptability and innovation. It reminds us that successful empires are built not just on the battlefield but also in the minds of those they seek to rule. By mastering the elements of speed, strategy, and fear, the Ottomans secured their place as one of history's most remarkable empires.